Okay, today we're going to be doing Ida's write-up for the Law of Conservation of Mass Lab, and I'm going to do exactly what the TA is going to do. Okay, and I'm going to do it in pencil, so if she wants, she can erase it and still use the same paper. But either way, you're going to see exactly how many points she's going to get for everything and how easy a lot of this is. First of all, I would prefer that you get things arranged, and let's get into a little further out here. Here we go. This page up here, okay, just the top part, needs to be in a page by itself. So what you need to do is put your cursor right here, hit the Enter key. That'll take you to a new... Are you on Google Docs or Word? Word, yeah. So I know it'll work with Word. I don't know about Google Docs. Does Google Docs do that, by the way? Yeah, okay, great. Because I'm unfamiliar with Google Docs and how they work. So let's get this down a little bit so we can see it better. And yeah, there. Focus. That helps. And I went too far. And let's get this up a little bit more so we can see it better. There. That's better. Okay. So this needs to be down on a page by itself. And I don't see the second page. It's on the back? Oh, you printed two-sided. Oh, okay. That's fine. So there's the rest of it. So what we want to do is get all of that on a second page. And if you want to print two-sided, I'm fine with that. There's no problem with that. So I'm looking at the rubric. The rubric is there. I would prefer for it to be different. And those of you watching the video, fix it. Okay, I'm gonna put that as 2 points. I meant to put it as full credit, and I didn't realize that was going to be 2. Okay, so here we are, and focus again, and we're good. So that'll look okay on recording. A little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now next thing that I'm looking at on the rubric is the purpose section. Where do we get that, folks? The lab sheet. The lab sheet that you used during the lab. And the link for that is right in the labs. Does everybody know how to get to labs? Okay. You go to the main menu on the front page, and you do. Let's do it here, so you can actually see it. Hopefully I can get to it. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. And here. So we're going to go to my website. Yeah. Lab details. Okay, so how did I get here? Let's start with home page. Come on. Home page. There we go. Okay, Learning Center, down and over to labs. And under there, you can get this guy right here. That will give you the Word version that is easy to copy from. If you use the PDF version, that isn't going to work for the table. You can't copy the table. It just doesn't work. I found that out when I was trying to demonstrate it to first period and forgot about that problem. So I was reminded very graphically, and this is the one to use. And then the first law lab rubric, that of course is those first 2 pages that you're copying. And that's it. That's what you need from this page. And then everything is going to be good. And let's go to the page where we're trying to see. There we are. All right. And so I'm looking now at purpose, and the purpose is there. So I can grade that as a 1. And then I'm going to materials. Is the materials section there? Yes, it is. Okay, so she gets a 1 for that. And chemical reactions, are those there? Yes, they are. There's the chemical reactions. All of that was for free. Copy them all at once. The paper I graded in another period had each of these on a separate piece of paper. Not necessary. Just combine them all together. And then that's the chemical reactions. Now the procedure. The procedure is your handwrite. Okay, that would probably be good to go to a new page. Okay, I would do a page break there. But again, I'm not going to grade this down, whether you did it or not. Okay, and there's the rest of it. And what's your font size? It looks like you're doing a double spacing here. Is it set up for double spacing? 1.5. Why don't you knock it down to 1, and you'll get this all on one page. Okay? So I have no problem with the observation. The procedure section. So she's got full credit there. Boy, I tell you, this procedure thing was the gift that kept giving, huh? We did it once as a homework call, and you got 5 points for it then, and now you're getting 10 points for it all over again. Like I say, the gift that keeps on giving. And these, of course, are going to be marked over here. So I'm going down to observations now, and in the observations, this is where most people take it in the neck. So let's see what we have here. Okay, observations. I think in the video that I showed before, or that I made before, I had the data table down below. You could put it up above. In fact, I really like it a little bit better up above. But either way, you're not going to lose credit. So, go for, oh, okay. You're showing the notes that you took, and you're writing this in. Your data table wasn't, you couldn't type in? You couldn't type in the data table in the computer? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see these typed in. Okay, I'm not going to take off for you now, but you would lose points on the actual grading. And I should probably take off what I would take off, and I'm not going to take off a bunch because I'm more concerned with what you have to say right up here. And I'm also concerned with, let's brighten this up a little more. Brighten up a little bit more. There we go. That's better. So at any rate, I'm looking for grams, and all the mass measurements should have 3 decimals, and she does have that. And I'm looking at volume, that should have 2 decimals, and it has that. So no problems in the data. Now let's see about observations. When the calcium chloride and phenol red, this is a net, it's just something you're not familiar with yet. With chlorine, it's a capital C, lowercase l. Okay, this, Mr. Rath, this is probably a wrong time to take a nap. Henry, not a good time to take a nap. This is a 45-point assignment you're turning in tomorrow. All right, so when the calcium chloride and phenol red were mixed together, temperature of the bag became exothermic. Okay? What you'd want to say is the temperature of the bag went up, and then in your conclusions you could say that was an exothermic reaction. Okay? That would be a conclusion, you see. This is data. So, after the sodium bicarbonate was combined with the mixture, you're consistent. Capital L. Okay. Of calcium chloride and phenol red, gas, carbon dioxide, was formed in the plastic bag. Now, the fact that that was carbon dioxide, you would want to refer back to your, and I would say, if you're going to say it's carbon dioxide, put it in your, here we go. Put it in your conclusion section. Okay, so where is the reaction that makes carbon dioxide? Ah, that happens second. So this guy is going to go on, but it doesn't go on until the whole thing is mixed together. Okay? The calcium chloride and the sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay? This has to happen first. which is why we don't get carbon dioxide until we mix them, and why you poured your phenol red into the little beads. Remember, they turned the water turned a little bit different color when it went in with the beads, and if you got any sodium bicarb on the side of the bags, you wound up with a color change. It went to yellow. How many of you had that happen to your groups? Okay, yeah, and that just meant you got some of your sodium bicarbonate mixed on the side, and you could use that in your conclusion as a possibility for your decrease in mass. That's one thing that could do it, because you'd get a little bit of carbon dioxide form, and that would be lost because the bag is open. Okay? Oh, wait, that's not open. You've got it closed. You've got it closed at that point. At any rate, I shouldn't jump ahead to the conclusion section. Let's stick with these. Okay, not only carbon dioxide was created in the bag, the mixture also became endothermic. Okay, when they mixed, yes. Okay, you want to say the temperature went down. Okay, and because the temperature went down, you can make that a conclusion. That means that it was an endothermic reaction. Temperature went down. Yeah. Your observation is that the temperature went down. Okay, and that you had to do by feeling it. You couldn't measure it with an actual thermometer. So that's just fine. While combining the two mixtures, I've got to be careful with this. How long have I gone so far? What do you think? Yeah, well, I can only go 15 minutes, which is fine. It's good for me. Let me cut it short. When combining the two mixtures and the phenol red, okay, you're putting in very good stuff here for your observations. I would only take 1 point off here in the areas that I was just talking about. Just distinguish things a little bit and get them into your conclusions. Stick observations with observations. Because when you looked at the animation yesterday with Rutherford, you were seeing a conclusion. That was Rutherford's conclusion as to what was going on. The data was the things bounced back. Whoa! They're not supposed to do that. But that was their observation, and they recorded it as such. And that's good. Okay? So we're going to go back again, and now let's look for the actual conclusions. This is where there's a very high chance that you're going to lose points. So you want to listen here very, very carefully. In the first law of chemistry lab, I discovered many new things, such as exothermic and endothermic reactions. You can't say anything without referring to an observation. Okay? Why is it exothermic? Why is it endothermic? I observed that the temperature went down, so I know there was an endothermic reaction going on. Okay? Exothermic reaction produces heat. Meanwhile, the endothermic reaction sucks up heat, allowing it to get colder. Sort of. But you're not, let's see, anything. Okay, you don't just say this aimlessly. This is tied in to a specific observation. Okay? So what you said is okay, just as long as it's tied to an observation. No conclusion without reference to observation. Okay? While mixing diluted phenol red, an exothermic reaction occurs. Okay? So and why is that reaction exothermic? If you stated it in an observation the way I suggested, then you'll have this okay. Okay? And so an endothermic reaction occurs. Ultimately, when all the previously listed chemicals are combined, carbon dioxide will be created. Why? What was your evidence of that? Think. What did you see that made you think there was carbon dioxide? Yeah, and what else did you see in the solution itself? got thicker, but what did you see that led you to believe it was a gas? In the solution itself, you can see it. Color changes, color change. I'm talking gas now. Oh, anybody want to help? Okay.
The gas in the bag filled.
Okay. If the gas spread your bag, and for some of you, how many of you had the bag actually so full it looked like it might almost pop? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you know that you're getting gas. Okay. By that observation also, but you can see bubbles. You remember seeing bubbles? You don't remember seeing bubbles? Okay, you couldn't have that that reaction couldn't have occurred without your having bubbles. Go back and look at some videos. You'll see what I mean.
So does the exothermic reaction make the gas?
No.
No.
Exothermic reaction just means we create heat. Okay, we raise the temperature. That's how we recognize it. The temperature goes up. And it was so warm that it was uncomfortable to feel it, wasn't it? Okay. Ultimately, when all previously listed chemicals combined, plastic bag became lighter because I believe, this is critical. This is the most important conclusion. How do you explain the weight loss? Okay. I believe the carbon dioxide impacted the weight of the bag. Carbon dioxide lifted some of the weight off the bag, allowing it to be less dense. Okay. Furthermore, the mixture of the following creates a dough-like consistency, making it hard to tilt the bag from side to side. Okay. Now, you can have this in your conclusion if you refer to it in your observations. Okay? The observations are the basis for every single conclusion. I'm sorry? Oh, did you? Okay, great. Then you're fine there. Make it hard to tilt back. Okay. But I'm not convinced on something that you observe being a cause of something that made the bag get lighter. Okay? So what I would give her on the conclusions in this one would probably be, which is really not too bad, I'd give her a 7 on conclusions. So basically she has lost 4 points. So she comes up with 44 on this grading. Pretty good. That's a very, very good score. So you've seen the grading of one notebook. And we're going to sign out now. Made a mistake. I should have said that what we did was on a lab write-up. Yes, thank you very much. And that's it.